Oh, okay, I didn't see it. Hello and welcome to episode 208 of the RCAD. 208. We're up to 114 subscribers. Huh?
Ooh.
Pushing our way to 1,000, one subscriber a year. As you can see, Nick is eating and before we took to the air, we had a conversation
peanut butter.
about
We were talking
yeah.
about peanut butter, and what did you say?
I said I don't like the crunchy peanut butter.
Right. And I was kind of more like I like the crunchy. I like the fact that they throw the nut carcass on everything that they already, like it's insult to injury. It's like putting pork or like bacon on a pork sandwich. It's like teabagging in Call of Duty. It's just like you're just taking it one level more to say fuck you, peanuts.
I get that, and like I said, I was saying beforehand, I like peanuts. I will eat the whole peanut whole sometimes. Okay, whatever, Nick.
And I guess Chris has also been able to eat the shells and all, right?
And we've talked about before because we talked about if you eat sunflower seeds whole, which I used to do a lot, but then that's like it's like when you have to poop, it's like shitting out razor blades because it's just like.
I like talking about shit while Nick is eating, so that
peanut butter shit. We're even talking about different kinds of peanut. Like to me, I go with the cheapest peanut butter.
Right.
It's usually Jif or
but Jif is by far, I think I've heard is the best tasting or voted the best tasting amongst.
I would agree because choosy mothers choose Jif. I guess they can't use that. They can't use that line anymore, can they?
Why?
Because it's sexist, isn't it?
You'll just be Karen's choose Jif.
It's pro-choice. I think you're missing the bigger.
Okay, I didn't see that one coming.
It is one of those things though, where at least in my experience with peanut butter, is that it's one of those things that it's black and white. Like you're either in the smooth camp or you're in the crunchy camp. Like there's not really one or the other.
Well, Nick knows me. I'm a turncoat. I will love crunchy. But for my family, I will eat the creamy. So.
You'll eat it, but you want the crunchy.
You need that crunch. You want that crunch. You can't handle the crunch.
Now, have you guys had cookie butter? You ever had that cookie butter?
Cookie butter?
Trader Joe's sells.
I knew I'd seen it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It is delicious, by the way. So if you ever see cookie butter, try it. It's more of a dessert butter. It's in the name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cookie butter.
When I was a kid, I mean, a real young whippersnapper, probably about 6 or 7, probably 7. They had flavored butter.
Huh.
The butters were flavored. It was like they'd have strawberry butter, blueberry butter.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
wouldn't that throw off the taste of other things?
I don't make the rules. It just was.
You sure you're not thinking about Philadelphia cream cheese?
No, because I'm not. Okay. I don't like cream cheese. So
because cream cheese has all of the different flavors. If you want avocado pesto with a little bit of.
Sherry says cookie butter is amazing. Well, that seals it for me. I'm never getting cookie butter.
I knew of all the people on here, Sherry would know exactly what I was talking about. She's a woman with great taste.
I always meant to look it up to see because I don't think they ever sold it in San Diego. I was up in Anaheim with my cousins at the time. That was a nightmare week. I think my parents just hated me. We're going to send you up here for a week. It was one of those things where my aunt was really strict.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
It was funny because my mom said, "Oh, don't when you done with your cereal, don't drink your cereal from the bowl." She wanted me to, I said, "Well, I can't do that." She goes, "You're at my house. You're gonna do it." I go, "Okay."
Is this your mom's sister? Because your mom's called.
No. Okay. No. It was my mom's brother, so it was her sister-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Type thing. And it was
she had no blood in the game. She was just
like, no, it was my blood. But every time someone like I said, I didn't do anything wrong. I was.
Of course you did.
Well, I didn't. But anytime one of the kids did something wrong, we all got punished. I'm like going, literally, I wasn't even. I wasn't even in the backyard at the time. But I just okay, all right, I'll take my punishment.
Yeah,
I'll
I
take
didn't
my
even
punishment.
punch that old guy in the stadium. Why am I
Yeah.
getting blamed? I saw that you arrived. I needed to do a transition.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? So
Thank
we're
you.
talking about peanut butter, Chris, and just different
Love
things.
this
And
shit.
So,
well, do you like
what,
crunchy?
what camp are you in?
What
Smooth
kind
or
of shit do you
crunchy?
like?
It's creamy for sure.
Wow.
So
Wow.
three against one.
So
Yeah.
we're all in the crunchy camp.
Who's the crunch?
Matt's the crunch.
Matt's a crunch.
So
Wait,
here's the deal. I mean,
wait,
I don't
no,
dislike.
I'm the
crunch,
only
but
crunchy?
You're the only crunchy.
if we're gonna be real, if we're gonna be honest with each other, like
Yeah, I am.
for what it's how it's used. Like, I mean, it's so not spreadable and shitty when it comes to trying to manipulate the butter. However, it tastes fucking great, no doubt. So here's a perfect place to put crunchy peanut butter. That's on celery, because it doesn't fucking matter how it spreads on celery. I'll eat crunchy peanut butter all day on celery. You can dip it, scoop it up.
Yeah.
Like if
So
you're
do you?
making a sandwich,
But here's the thing: do you buy two things of peanut butter? Do you buy crunchy and smooth, or you just say, "Hey, we're a
Well,
smooth family"?
that's fucking lunacy. You don't do that.
You could though, because peanut butter lasts a long time.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there because you said you can put it on celery, but
Well,
but are you buying two types of peanut butter?
No, I buy one type of peanut butter. It's creamy.
And how often are you eating celery?
and what brand do you go with, Chris?
Every week. What's on sale? I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh,
Fuck it.
he's like Jack. Okay.
You're just like me.
I've gotten to the point where I was a Skippy guy, no doubt. I was a Skippy
Mhm.
guy for a long time.
I believe that.
But now I've reached the age of reason and realize, hey, fuck it, I got to get what's cheapest.
It's
honestly, our store brand that we have here, the store that I go to, the store brand peanut butter that I have is awesome. It's really, really good. So
we go to Wegmans and
you have never mentioned that before, Jack.
yeah, but I'm saying that you're saying store brand. Wegmans, of all the stores in North Carolina, has the best store brand products.
Yeah, Wegmans is kind of a high end grocery store. I mean, that's
they're you're right, but their store brand stuff is cheaper than the other stuff.
Yeah,
and it's cheaper. It's cheaper if you went to maybe not Walmart, but if you went to a place like Kroger's or Lowe's or.
And honestly, though, like a lot of those store brands is like a lot of them are made in the same place.
Yeah,
they are.
But the place that we go to, it's called the Big Y. That's a definite region.
Of course you do.
But they have their own shit.
Why do you go there?
The better.
What was the question?
Why do you go there?
So I grew up going to it. Actually, it started on the other part of the
religious
state,
man,
Western Mass. What?
No, I just never mind.
Definitely not. Oh, grinding your own peanut butter is also really good. It's just so.
Oh, she's talking about peanut butter.
Expensive.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It really grinds my gears.
It really grinds my gears. I'm not a big fan of the oiliness of fresh ground though. Like that just kind of
that's true.
Skeeves me out a little bit. And you're never going to get smooth peanut butter when you grind it. It's always going to be like that weird consistency of like mashed up, Which I would actually venture to say is I would prefer crunchy over the consistency of fresh ground. I think. I don't know.
We used to go to Whole Foods, but I hated the judgment. If like you forgot your bags, it's like, oh Christ, forgot the bags. They're all going to look at us like you're killing the earth.
Yeah, where I work, there's a huge Whole Foods, like a really large Whole Foods, and they have.
And talk about expensive though.
Oh my god! And I eat lunch there. I used to eat lunch there almost every day because they have like a huge salad bar. But the thing that sucks is it's like $9 or $10 a pound at the salad bar. But the salad bar's got hot, cold food, everything. They got like chicken, they got you name it. So you make yourself up a salad, and you get to the checkout. I'm like $17. I'm like, God,
wow,
that did not work in my favor.
There's a lot of judginess at grocery stores, Jack. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Like the one that pisses me off though,
because you got the hippies.
Yeah, it's the hippies. But the thing that that pisses me off just the most is when you get through buying all your groceries and you get that last little. Would you like to donate $5 or $1 to help starvation or whatever? And you're just kind of like, fuck you! I just used like 10 coupons. To save this, like you're $1 million company, Kroger. You can donate.
Yeah, it is always awkward. Like, oh,
$1 billion
you want
company.
to donate money? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I already
I live
donate.
guilt free with that shit.
See,
I'm
I'll
just
tell
like,
you though.
you know,
I'll tell you though. Like I think whoever invented or came up with the idea of the round up your change
Now that's
gets me every fucking time.
Every
I'll
time.
do it every time.
I mean, no, I'm like,
Although I will say,
you.
I will be a cheap motherfucker if it's like 1905 or something like that. Like it's like to round it up. I'm like, no, I wouldn't. I want my 95 cents. Like, but if it's like 1985, I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll get it.
I'm really bad. I say, okay, if I'm at like that 1905, I go, what can I get close to like $20? What can I buy? Is there something like a candy bar or something I can pay for? Like, get me up.
Well, what's different now is that back in the I think today I'm making a conclusion. I don't know. I don't have any proof of this, but like the amount of debit and credit transactions as compared to 25 years ago is drastic, right? So like the idea of donating or rounding up is no big deal because you're not dealing with cash. It's not tangible.
Right.
You're like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, put a buck on there.
Just a digital number.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a homeless guy with a QR code the other day. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, he was making more than you. He was making more than you.
I mean,
I've actually stopped using a debit card.
It was artfully done.
It's just speaking of like QR codes and just modern technology. Being in Sydney, I saw at least 2 homeless guys on the road on when I was walking who had like with iPhone 13s, not 14s, but 13s. And they're asking for money. I'm like, dude, you got a 13. You know when people don't have at least a 13? It's like you're doing all right.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but I was going to say something about stores, but I can't remember. Oh, I pack my own. I'll do the packing. Be the box boy. So the whole time I'm asking my wife, did you find everything you need? Is there anything else you needed? Or
right.
I prefer to bag my own groceries because I do bring my cloth bags, and when I do, I don't want them to just like they're just like, oh, I'll just put one thing in here, and I'm like, no, I can carry at least like 12 Chris's salads in here. Like
that's a lot.
I know.
How many of your grandma's cookies?
I don't know.
What's interesting is that the grocery that I have here, they have the option. I'm assuming this is not exclusive to my grocery store, but they have the option of like if you bring your own bags, you have your membership card or whatever, you get a scanner and you just scan all your shit. You put it in bags as you go, and when you leave, you scan out, you pay, and you're out.
We did that. Ours had that. It was amazing. Live it up while you can, because soon they're gonna come and take it away, and then it's gone. And you'll have been like, I could have had the dream, because we used to do that, and it made shopping so much easier.
I prefer when other people do shit for me.
No, I mean like my wife and I, we would like walk in.
I Instacart a lot actually.
We'd have our cloth bags in the shopping cart, and we would just scan it, put it in the bag as we went, and then as we checked out, just scan it. Bloop, here's the cash. It was the easiest.
Well, now people they're doing that, but they're not scanning. They just put it in their bag and.
Well, no, obviously there's some serious. But if they were set up like a Costco in this way, where as I'm coming in, here's my membership card, I get to do this, and then on my way out, here's my receipt, check my bags.
Speaking of Costco, what's the big deal of checking your card when you walk in? I mean,
what do you mean?
I can't buy anything unless I have my card, right?
Right.
So why is it so damn important that I get?
I've never gotten my card checked when I walked in.
I flash it. They always go. Yeah. I flash. So I'm not a.
I was walking in one time and I forgot to flash it, and she was like, "Oh, sir," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, here you go."
It's members only. We have a chain up here that's actually based out of Massachusetts, but cue the jokes. It's called BJ's.
We have BJ's down here. It's a single.
Oh, yeah, BJ's. Okay,
yes, all right. It's for singles only.
A good friend of mine's actually a buyer for BJ. So when you walk in, you see those tables full of like clothes of like that's what she does.
Nice.
But so when you walk in there, they don't check your card when you walk in. They only check it at checkout.
Well, yeah, when you're out. Yeah. I was going to say though that there's some people, there's a couple, the Wegmans, they have the same people. There's one lady that will take she will take the bags and roll the tops over. And
no!
And she's really slow about it. I'm like going,
No.
what the fuck is she doing? Because then at the end, she just lists the damn. She unfold. I'm like going, oh my god, you're taking. And then she gets mad when I grab the bags to pack. She goes,
No.
sir, I got this. I go, okay. All right.
Oh, I
so
get right in
I
there.
don't go to her. I go, okay, she's slow. He's slow. He takes forever. This person never shuts up. So we're not going to this place. And still, I'll pick the wrong line. I will pick the wrong line.
There was legit a cashier at Costco that didn't believe that my wife like had a Costco membership. Like we were both doing 2 transactions. I was doing one. She was going to do one. And I think there was a business thing too. Like I had one on the business account and she was going to pay. And she was like, oh, I need to see hers. I don't think you she used the term, you don't look like a Costco member. And I was like,
Wow,
what
that's
fuck?
racist.
I was like, yeah, I just was like, what the fuck?
What's the criteria?
What would be
she's
the
looking
word for that? Like you're economically racist, like you're
I just was like,
Classist.
classist. That's it, classist.
what the hell?
John the retired guy says, do not use self-check or bags. Bag
Don't
your own
fucking
groceries.
tell me
You're
what to
taking
do,
a
John.
job
Right.
away from someone. I never bag my own groceries. Well, let me tell you something about North Carolina, John. They don't have people to bag your groceries. It's the person. It's the person at the cashier bags your groceries. They don't have an extra person.
Right.
I mean, we just got dividers in this state to divide your food from the other person.
Oh, the little piece. Yeah.
Yeah, and people here don't know what they don't. Either they don't know how to use it, or they just don't care. Because what I do when I'm done, I grab the one and I put it, and they look
Right.
at you like, "What are you
What's
doing?
that?
What are you doing? Is my food not supposed to touch your food? My food not good enough for you?" So then,
I mean, it's really there to help the checkout person to know when to stop.
well, it's to help me too. Because how many times someone goes, "Is this yours?" I go, "No. Why would the fuck would I buy something like that?" No offense, no offense, but I don't eat crap. But go ahead. Then John says, "Then wait." No, I'm not waiting. I always get a thank you from the checkout people.
I want to
except
get
the
in.
lady that
I want to get
rolls
in
the
and out as fast
rolls
as
the
I
bags
can.
over.
Yeah,
If
rolling
that
your
means
own bag
self-check-
or rolling like bagging your own shit is not taking jobs away from people. It's the self checkouts that are taking jobs away from other people, and that's inevitable because it allows the stores to check out more people simultaneously.
Right, because
That's
there's
just how it
people
is.
that are slow as fuck.
But dude,
Including the people
we're
going through the
good-
self-checkout.
But we're
including
a
those
good
people.
20 to 25 years away from all the idiots to die off who don't know how to use a self checkout though. Like we're still there.
You know,
what I mean?
I'm gonna be the one dying off, but I know how to use it.
Well, good. Then you're not part of the problem, Jack.
But
like,
you're killing me off.
No, I said in 25 years, those who don't know how to use it will be gone, right? So,
But either
my
way, in
point is
25
that-
years, I'll probably be dead. So
well, I don't say that. That's not fun.
Speaking
But
of,
there are people who just don't know how to use technology, and
no,
it's
they
like,
don't.
then get the fuck out of that line. Like go to the OG line and get their groceries bagged. Don't go to the self checkout when you don't know how to fucking do it.
Yeah, you got it. I've literally been standing in line and someone, the person that can't figure out how to scan something, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? I have one item, but I got 5 people in front of me that don't know how to fucking use the thing. Of course, I'm saying that in my head.
Well,
I don't want to cause a scene.
The biggest one that gets them is fruit. Because they don't realize that
God.
you have to weigh it, and they don't realize that the thing is a scale. And you have to put in the code, and they're like, "What the fuck? How old are you? Have you never seen a cashier ever do this in your life? You just put it in the bag and put it there."
I don't know about your stores, but in Wegmans, I keep mentioning, they have a thing where you weigh the fruit.
You fucking love Wegmans.
I do. How many items you have? So I say I have 3 apples. Print it up. This is how much it costs. They put a sticker on it, and you put it on the bag, so the cashier just scans it.
Yeah.
You know how many times I get up there and someone has like 18 different fruit items in a bag and they haven't scanned it? Like going, come on, are you that fucking stupid?
So Sherry says in the chat here, so are we rant casting? Sure, why not?
Pretty much. We always
You
rant.
talked about the people who don't know how to do traffic circles.
You roundabouts?
Oh my
no,
God,
they're
those
rotaries.
people are
They're rotaries.
ridiculous.
Rotary. I've never heard someone call it a rotary.
You've never heard of
call-
rotary? That's a
I call-
completely northeastern thing, like northeast.
Yeah.
I call it
We
I call it
rotaries.
roundabouts.
Roundabout. Yeah, that's what I call it.
Yeah, so people who stop in the middle of a traffic circle, roundabout,
Idiots.
rotary,
Idiots.
drives me nuts.
I'm gonna back you up on that one. Because it's just people are just dumb.
Oh, before we
Well,
get
people don't
off,
know how to drive. That's the
No,
problem.
no. I want Nick to talk about whatever he's gonna do.
what am I going to do?
I don't know. You were gonna say something.
Oh,
before
yeah.
We get off.
Just before we get off on kind of ranting about things, I wanted to mention before. I did, when I was in Sydney, see the future of America in terms of fast food. Because, they've been threatening it for a while with the whole automation thing. I always try to go into at least one McDonald's or every country I go to, just see if it's different, And I went into one, and nicest McDonald's I've ever been in my life.
Were you loving it?
Hard to love McDonald's. I mean, I don't really eat McDonald's much. If I do, it's breakfast.
I had McDonald's tonight, and I regret it.
Oh, you got the new burger?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No.
They
didn't have the new. I actually got which I never get. I got a double quarter pounder, and holy shit, it was good because their beef standards are so much higher in Australia than the United States that it was actually like a Five Guys burger. It's just juicy, and I was like, what the fuck is this? But anyway, but it was all automated. You walk in and you have rows of screens on your right and left, and you just do it all. And then there's literally just two people at the counter that just turn around constantly, grab your stuff, and then give it to you. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, we had that in Amsterdam. They had that same system.
Yeah, I mean, it was very efficient. I mean, they were cranking it out,
cranking it,
and the fries were good and crisp and salty. They weren't like they'd been just soggy, shitty like you get a lot of times nowadays.
Because in America, we don't care about our fries. We don't.
I guess. Yeah.
So McDonald's is changing.
Hungry Jack's is Burger King. Randy just said that. Yeah, that threw me off forever. I would just go, "What the fuck is Hungry Jack's?" And then I looked at the menu. I was like, "Oh, it's Burger King." Why don't you?
I thought it was pancakes.
No, that would make sense though, wouldn't it? I didn't go into a Hungry Jack's. I just saw the sign. The only one
Hungry Jack's is Burger King.
Hungry Jack's in Australia is Burger King, which I didn't get the logic.
Can you have it your way or only Jack's way?
Oh,
that's a good question. Yeah. Anyhow.
Well, because you get the crown, right? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so McDonald's is changing their recipe.
Yes.
And they started in Australia and Europe, and they just started changing it in the West Coast.
Or maybe I did get a different burger then. It was just a regular quarter pounder, but it tasted a hell of a lot better.
Yeah. So one of the things they're changing is that they're cooking. First of all, they're cooking fewer burgers at a time, which is good, right? Because
less waste.
Well, they don't. But the reason why they're doing it is that it's not going to sit in that thing and get old, right? So they're cooking. They were cooking 12 burgers at a time and selling 80% of them. Then 4 burgers get put into a little tray, and then they wait for someone to buy them. But if you got one of those 4 that are sitting in the tray, it's not going to be as good as the one that come out of the grill.
Shit.
But
so now they're cooking only 6 at a time, but they're also mixing in onions on top of the burgers as it cooks on the grill.
Would really give it some flavor.
Yeah. So apparently it's the best shit since sliced bread. Everyone's been ranting and raving about it, and perhaps that's what you had.
Maybe because it was a damn good burger, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I am curious though, how far they'll take that, because you remember a couple of years ago they tried to do that where
as far as they can.
They said whenever you order a quarter pound from now on, we will cook it as ordered. But it was causing extremely long lines because it was just slowing all the shit down.
Yeah.
And they quit doing that. So
Plus, it threw the people off. What? Wait, what?
Crystal
confused
from Will Fry said Crystals is. I love Crystals.
I've never had Crystal before.
Crystals is it's like White Castle, but way better.
But a little bit trashier because it's called Crystals.
Well, I mean, like a White Castle.
Is it in New Mexico?
No, they're in the South. They're started out of Chattanooga. They
might not have the meth, but
are they blue burgers?
They're little sliders, yeah. But the patty's still the same as White Castle, but they cook them with onions and mustard and pickles, and it's unbelievably good. Whereas in White Castle, it's just onions and burger. That's it.
They got a special blue sauce.
Say my name.
And then they also have little.
Damn right, it's a burger.
They have Crystal Chicks too, which are little slide chicken sandwiches, which are also good.
Crystal Chicks. Wow. Not to get confused with the Dixie Chicks. Well, they're just the chicks now, aren't they?
They're just the chicks now. I think.
It's the chicks.
Either way, either way, their name apparently was offensive. So now they should just be, the artist formerly known as.
Yeah, because you couldn't be called chicks. Could
Yeah, because I'm saying you can't.
I
They don't
said,
wanna
hey,
call
I
Dixie, they
listen
don't
to the
wanna call them
chicks.
Yeah,
That'd be sexist, wouldn't it?
exactly.
Yeah, I can't win.
Well,
I
you
was
know
going
who
to say
could
though,
win? The Dixie Chicks.
the Dixie. Well,
I mean, they
can't-
suffered
well,
from
they-
cancel culture back in the aughts.
Yeah, well, it
They
happened.
probably were one of the very first
Yeah.
people to really. I mean, aside from like the Beatles with "Bigger Than Jesus," but they didn't get canceled though because they were bigger than Jesus.
What did the Dixie
But,
Chicks get canceled for?
They went during the Iraq War during the 2003.
They were overseas somewhere
and started knocking America and the war and all that. And
No, they just said something about the president, and then
well,
but-
they were
yeah,
they
but-
were
and then
they were
after
on,
that,
they were on
it
foreign
was-
land, but you got to know your audience. Who's their audience?
I didn't think it was overseas that they had said it. but-
Yeah,
No, it was in France.
It
Yeah.
was. I know it was overseas. Because
Well, we
that's
were
what people.
we already had
You don't
changed
knock
French
America
fries.
overseas.
We already changed French fries. I mean, we all remember the freedom
Freedom
fries.
fries.
Freedom fries.
I was going to say though, on TikTok, I was watching this guy. He was talking about McDonald's,
Oh no.
and he says, "Look," he goes. I think because he's talking about how expensive McDonald's is now and stuff like that. He goes, "Look,
Still
McDonald's
cheaper
was a
than most.
place we used to go to, and you had $3 in your pocket to last you another week.
Right.
You don't go there for taste. You don't go there for flavor. You don't go there for something satisfying. You go there because you have $3 and you can get some food at McDonald's. Now we can't do that." He was going on. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but
it was a good TikTok rant.
the thing is, McDonald's is still the cheapest. Like I used to I think we said this a couple weeks ago. Wendy's used to always be. No, I said this on Facebook. Wendy's used to always be my go-to because they were always the cheapest. But now, just to get like 6 nuggets, a junior bacon cheeseburger, and a medium fry is like $10, $11. You're like, Jesus Christ, I didn't get a drink. I mean, whereas McDonald's, you can still get like the 2 cheeseburger meal for like $6. So I was like, fuck, I'll get that all day
It's
long.
not 3 though.
It's not 3. Nothing's 3. But I mean,
that's what the guy was saying. Is it used to be able to get,
go back to 15 years ago. You still had the dollar menu. You don't even have that anymore, and
No,
you
it's
could
like
get
they laugh
everything
at
for under
you.
$5. And it was just, what the hell, man?
I told you when I was a kid, we used to ride our skateboard up and down the hill and go to McDonald's, and we could get a cheeseburger, a Shamrock Shake, and a fry for under $1. That's how old I am.
Mm.
I don't like the Shamrock Shakes anymore though at McDonald's. They're not real. It's not real ice cream, right? It's
Yeah, never had
They're not really Irish.
it never was, but it used to be really good when I was a kid, and now it's like I don't know what the.
Well, that's because they could use the real good shit back then.
Yeah, I remember it was like the burgers were 69 cents, the cheeseburgers were 79 cents. I remember
cheeseburger
that.
stuff. Yep, exactly. That wasn't that long.
I'm talking 29 cents when I was a kid.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's nuts though, is that just to get a cheeseburger, just the original little bitty fucking cheeseburger now is like $2 and something. And you're like, really?
Oh,
Like,
easily, yeah.
why did it shoot up so much so quickly?
Heroin.
Yeah. Well, it's just like
So-
like when I was in Australia, one of my neighbors texted me to tell me, hey, you're going to be pissed when you get back because we just got our property taxes are going up 70%. It's like, fuck you.
What percent?
70.
70%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy crap!
See,
Yeah. I mean,
in Indiana,
I'm
What?
I'm lucky though, compared like some other people's have gone up over 100%. Like
They-
just the whole. That's
they had
one of
passed-
the, one
they
of the
had
good
passed
things about
laws
Colorado.
here that basically you cannot skyrocket that much. There's like actually a limit as to
Well,
how
it's
much they can.
We're all
they
going to
can
protest,
increase.
of course. But
Well, I think
yeah,
I told you before. My mom's on the Howard Jarvis deal. Her property tax is the same it's been since 1972, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because and she's in property that's for whatever reason is ridiculously expensive because it's 15 minutes from the beach in San Diego. But her property, if she sells it, the
Yeah.
house, whoever buys it, they don't get that. It's not grandfathered in. But she as long as she lives there,
right.
her property tax is almost nothing.
Yeah, we've got a property tax law. It's called the 2.5%
Yes, Prop
levy
13.
Mhm.
to levy ceiling. So it's like can't increase the taxes more than 2.5% of the full value of the property.
Hmm.
So it's
You know what
kind of a way
tax
to
we should?
control
You know what
everything.
tax we should pay? We should take a
Taxation
commercial
stuff.
break.
Oh, I think that's the T tax.
I don't like tea.
I No, you don't.
Well, I
But
mean,
it's-
one of the benefits, one of the good
it's
things about
tax
Colorado is our property taxes are usually really, really cheap.
Rocky
And
Mountain High.
so something happened, I guess, in the last year to where something got passed to where they could escalate it. Because mine
Rocky
has been
Mountain
pretty cheap.
High.
I mean, I pay less than $3,000 a
Colorado.
year for my property tax.
To me, that's insane. That should be, like I said, who was saying they have,
Insane.
Matt, you said they have some kind of
Yeah, I mean,
cap on it, but you shouldn't. I mean,
it's limited
70%
where it can only increase
ridiculous.
so much. Like similar to what Chris.
And where's that money going? It's
Exactly.
being wasted somewhere. I
I
mean,
mean,
somewhere
they
it's
are
being pissed
required
away.
to post, like, it breaks down for everybody. Like, this is what you're paying for the year, and this is where it's going, the percentages. But
It's
it's
gotta
like
be for a secret bunker. It's Colorado. They got to build that shit.
they got-
You know
they got a
what?
lot of toilet seats.
Speaking of bumps, I was watching something on Switzerland. They have
Yeah.
like over 370,000 bunkers
Really?
in Switzerland, like in the Alps and all the. There are bunkers, and they have like these giant, not cannons, but giant guns that shoot. Because what they did is they said, "This is how we can stay neutral." It's because you're going through the Alps. There's some passageways through it, but they would aim the guns towards the passageway. So if the Germans or anyone would have come through there, they would have been obliterated. And they also passed a law in the 60s that every house had to build a bomb shelter, and they paid for 70% of the bomb shelter.
Okay.
So 30%, they only had to pay for 30%. So almost every house they have like tunnels between the like farmhouses where they have guns.
This is
and they
how
still-
we get. This is how we end up getting like a whole group of like trolls in the future. This is like Middle Earth is just in the future.
because those are my people. I was just confused. I mean, it
All
was
clicking
fascinating.
together.
I just thought it was fascinating that here's Switzerland. You think that we got our Swiss Army knives.
Yeah,
They'll
Yeah.
attack
but
us.
they're neutral
But-
for a reason.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck you up.
They're gonna fuck you
Gandalf
up.
is tall.
Also,
so he's
they took
probably
a lot.
from,
They
like,
took a lot of the money
Sweden
from
somewhere,
Germany.
like-
So
Well, it's not from Germany, but from
Scandinavian.
people who used to live in Germany.
well, no, there was a German government. I think they took money.
I mean, but where did the
They did.
German government get the money? Is what I'm saying.
Well, they got it from people that were. Well, I don't want to go
The
into it.
Jews.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
I hated to say that part
It
out
was
loud.
it was a fascinating. I was like, wow, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Switzerland, in school they're trained as well. Kind of like how like in Israel, like when you're 18, you have to be in the army for a year. In Switzerland, they train you in like high school, like how to be.
You have to figure out what those scissors are for on the Swiss Army knife.
The Swiss Army, all the tools.
What is this
toothpicks
for? Like you're on the field, you get a
the
haircut.
tweezer, like
They come with a toothpick.
the toothpick and the tweezers is the hardest thing on those damn things because they're not really that great. But
Come here,
they know
Hitler.
how to
I'm
do
chopping
it.
that mustache off. I got these Swiss Army knife. I'm taking that mustache
That's
off.
the torture tool. Like I just slowly pluck the mustache hairs,
pluck.
the nose hairs. It's like you will
That would've
talk
been-
to us.
That would have been fun.
Anyway,
John the Retired Guy says, my uncle was buried last week with a Swiss Army knife.
that's right. Don't fuck with that guy.
So in the afterlife, he's like,
He's
hey
armed.
God, I have a toothpick. Back off.
Can't get in through the gates. Oh, don't worry, I got a tool for that.
I have this corkscrew.
Yeah. Oh.
That was my one regret when I went to Switzerland. I didn't buy a Swiss Army knife or a cuckoo clock.
You know what?
Or
Just
anything.
speaking of knives,
I did spend $50 on McDonald's though. McDonald's was expensive.
I'm sure that all fast food places in Europe are expensive because like beef they don't really raise a lot of cattle in Europe, so
what's for
so
dinner.
expensive. But shit, now you made me forget what I was going to say. Damn it, Jack.
Damn it,
Damn it,
Jared.
Jack, I was talking.
Yeah, but you're always talking.
You're talking about Switzerland.
Talking about beef. You're talking about
Beef.
Trained.
training
Trained.
kids
To kill
Talking about-
God.
to kill God. Talking about
hit
assassins,
me. It'll hit me.
Israeli and blacklisted mafia.
So I went to the movies
We can talk about that. I want to talk about that as well. I went to the
and I
movies as well.
saw
It's all two
I
films.
saw two movies actually. The Super Mario Bros. Movie. We talked about that already.
I saw
know
Super Mario Brothers
We talked
and
about that.
Guardians.
I didn't see Guardians yet, but I did see Air.
Oh, Jack's
Yes.
aware.
Yeah, Jack, what'd you think?
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
It
I thought
flowed.
it was
It
fucking
flowed from
awesome.
start to finish. It was funny, entertaining, interesting.
And I feel like I shared the story on the show a couple weeks ago about it, but it's just kind of like a feel good. It's not a movie you need to see in a theater at all,
No,
but I gladly paid it.
the
Because
special
of,
effects are cool.
because of how the movie was made is actually kind of really cool. So, it was done by Matt Damon, Ben Affleck's production studio, which I forgot. It's Artist Equity, I believe, is the name of their production studio. And the interesting part is that the script or the screenplay for the movie was submitted by some dude, and I probably should have looked up his name, but I didn't. But it was like a short version, like a short story version of what ended up being a movie. And that's all that he did. It was like they adapted his like short play into the movie. But
did you tell us about this?
We did. I did. But Artist Equity gave him full writer's credit for the movie, and like they're quoted,
and now he's
saying,
on strike.
Yeah, for serious. But like Affleck was saying, like how it was they developed this movie production company because of everyone who gave them a break or a help, when they were coming up, that they wanted to pay it forward and do the same, which I think is fucking cool. So it's one of the main reasons why I was like, I'm gonna go see this in the theater, because I think that's just a really cool concept. But overall, the movie was awesome. I thought it was fantastic. I
told you.
A lot of nostalgia, right? Like it was just a really well-made
the music
movie.
the music. If you like 80s music, it's great.
Yeah, really well casted, even though some of the parts are created and made up. But like, I thought everyone was excellent.
Again, I say this: Matt Damon is such a better actor than Affleck.
Oh my
God! Nothing is
yeah.
Affleck. He's just night and day. I mean,
of course.
I mean, Ben Affleck is what. He's probably only acted once, twice, ever. He's basically just played himself.
He's just a bit character. Yeah.
What are you talking about? You guys saw Batman, right? When he was Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Arguably, in my book,
I saw Pearl
one of the better ones.
Right? Yeah.
I enjoyed him as Batman.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad Batman.
He was gone too soon.
He's no Adam West.
But like, did you guys watch? I know we talked about
better
it
than George Clooney.
Did you guys ever watch that Val Kilmer documentary?
Yes.
No, I
did not.
Yeah, he talks about.
I think we talked about it.
Yeah, he talks about how everybody wants to be Batman until you become Batman. He's like, because it's one of the most not fun characters, because you're just in a suit and you can't really act in it. You're just there.
And he's an actor. He's
a character actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, everybody has an opinion about Batman. I mean, the hubbub about Michael Keaton being Batman. Now we're just like,
I'll be honest with you. I thought when I first heard he was going to be, I've said this before, I thought it was going to be kind of like the Adam West Batman, kind of because
right,
because Michael Keaton was known for his comedies. It wasn't known for too much drama, but it was like, huh? Okay, all right, it works. Okay, I know the suit's making him look like he's muscular, but that's okay. I'm cool with it.
I mean, that Batman '89 is such a you look back on it now, but it was so risky at its time, because like they thought it was too dark, and Jack Nicholson, I always sometimes say Jack Nicholson, but Jack Nicholson, he even said like now in today's world he wished he would have played it more like Heath Ledger's Joker, or just like a straight up evil villain, because that's more in tune to the Joker. But back then you couldn't.
But you couldn't do that back then.
You couldn't do it back then, because he kind of plays it like a good mix of comedic Joker as well as serious Joker, like when he kills Bob, out of nowhere. Or
I'll say
he doesn't have a mustache though.
No,
I think for like our generation, Nick and Matt, not to exclude you, Jack. Sorry, but
it's okay. You killed me off once already.
Like growing up in the '80s, right? Like Batman was like the first like iconic like character.
I would say Superman.
I don't even think so, dude. Like,
I would say Superman.
I mean, I think so. I mean, Superman was big from the 50s and 60s, and like Christopher Reeve, but like the thing is, but I think as a kid, I remember the marketing campaigns, like the hype of Batman. Like I never got that with Superman, because Superman just kind of always hovered in existence and behind the scenes, right? Like Superman always will sell shit, no doubt about it. Like he's the purveyor of underoos, for crying out loud,
right?
But like But like the idea of Batman coming in and this new movie, this new superhero movie, like a movie that's never really been made like this before, comes out. And I remember it was like, and we didn't have the internet as kids, so we weren't like looking at social media
deprived.
and stuff. But everywhere we looked as kids, it was that fucking yellow and black logo. It was like the most popular thing ever.
I got the black with the yellow logo T-shirt from JCPenney.
Yeah.
And I
fucking of course you did. Everybody did.
And I went to my middle school, was wearing it one day. Everybody was like, "Where did you get that shirt?" Everybody wanted it. The next week, I swear, like 3 other kids in my class had that exact same shirt.
But no one did that for Superman.
You were immediately cool. That was the other thing. Like Superman had this kind of like, he was the good guy, he was the good boy, right?
Yep.
But then Batman, and when that movie specifically, I remember my friend calling me up. I'm in middle school. He's like, "Hey, dude, turn on MTV News. You know, like they're playing a clip." And it was just
they don't have MTV News anymore.
A 5-second little clip of Batman, right? And that's all you got. But you waited an entire hour for MTV News to wrap around so you could see that shit.
I was working. Sorry.
Right. Sure. But as us in our generation, no, and it really was, you know, we did have Superman, but Batman felt like we were getting a new generation of superhero movies.
Yeah.
Like it felt like there was new, and it felt fresh and not.
Yeah.
So.
And it was like but it was such a who said risky move, like a gutsy move to make a movie, but like the everything surrounding that movie was just so big and different. Like
the Prince
soundtrack,
like
because you compare the superhero soundtracks of the big epic soundtracks of the 70s and 80s. It's John Williams, right, with Superman and Star Wars, and then you smack fucking Danny Elfman on Batman. Right? Like, and he just created this fucking big, huge, like crazy soundtrack. And it was completely risky, but it changed everything. Like that was like a pivotal moment for superhero movies. It took a complete different turn. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. But like, because like, the marketing, the toys, the merchandise, the shirts, like everything about that movie. You've got a fucking Batman cup right now, dude. Like that's insane.
Well, I mean, I found this when I went home during Christmas. I mean, this is from '89.
Dude, I love that cup too, because that cup was
that like 5 minutes ago.
It's got the ridges on the top where the thumb goes, right? The ridges for the thumb. Yep. That fucking cup has been reproduced a bajillion times with different colors and different logos. And I think as a kid, I had like 4 different versions of that cup.
What are they worth if you hadn't opened them up? If they left them in a...
Well, it's a mug, so...
I know, but what if you've never used it? I mean...
I could probably get $8 for this.
Maybe. What if it was... But you've used it, right?
There's just some things that don't...
I mean, it's over 30 years old. Yeah, I mean, I've used it.
But yeah, man, that's the pivotal moment for me, I think, is with Batman.
Well, and what's even crazier to think about is that shortly after that, we also had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
right?
A live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles as a comic book had only come onto the scene in like the early to mid 80s. Yeah, I mean, Batman had been around since 1938, 39, right? So it had been around forever in the zeitgeist. And here's Turtles that comes around, independent comic book, right? Like black and white, it's like a snowball going down a hill, just keeps picking up momentum to the point where there's the cartoon. The
cartoons
movie
came before the movies, right?
Right.
Yes.
Comics, yeah.
But
I mean, there was
the fact that they jumped on that and they were like, we can make and they made 3 of them.
I never watched the cartoons. I never read the comics, but because Jay wanted to see it, so I said, this is genius.
They also had a musical.
I didn't see the musical.
That's right.
The whole story. The whole concept of it. I said, this is just pure genius. I said, whoever came up with it had.
Peter Laird,
and I wasn't a Ninja Turtle fan, but I watched it and said, "This is amazing."
Yeah, so they had their favorite one, like the Beatles. Of
course,
they had
mine was Lennon.
And every kid in the '80s knew how to draw one.
Mm-hmm. the concept for or turtles or the impetus
Turtles
or
in a half
the
shell.
inspiration, I
Turtle
guess,
power.
for it is Daredevil by Frank Miller.
Hmm.
So Frank Miller
Is
as
it?
an artist, yeah, like when he took over Daredevil and he started incorporating more Eastern samurai stuff like
Oh,
into
Yosagi Yojimbo.
and that style, it inspired them. So Splinter, like, so Daredevil's master is Stick, right?
Ah.
Anyway, it's his name is Stick, and he's who trains Daredevil in the martial arts. Okay, so that's where Splinter gets its name from, is that it's a splinter from Stick.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I did not know that.
and
I did not
they
know that.
they didn't know any basically, and this is also of the time, like we didn't have the internet where you could just look up like what's a cool Japanese samurai name. So as opposed to naming the turtles after like some cool Japanese word that they would have just picked out of a hat, they decided to go with the Renaissance artists,
Which was
So-
perfect.
yeah, it was. So
Should have went
Anyway.
after a finger painter, but that's okay.
also Splinter's blind, like Daredevil's blind as well. So anyway.
Dude, Jack's microphone looks so much like a dick. It's ridiculous.
Especially when I put this head on it.
Yeah.
That makes
That's-
it look like a fucking
Keep doing that. Is there any way that you can make yourself bigger for everyone to see that?
Nope.
That's
Here
perfect.
we're having a constructive conversation
Yeah, we were.
about classic cartoons and comics, and Chris has to
That-
take the show
It's right field.
down the drain. down
Right?
the
Doesn't
toilet.
it frustrate you as a producer, Jack?
It does. I mean, what can I do? I'm just a producer. Who cares?
You were trying
I-
to connect with us on Turtles too. You were like, I was there at the
Yeah, he's
beginning of
trying.
this.
I like I said, it's not something I would have said. I think it was like 25, 20. No, I had to be older than that.
No, you're older than that.
Well, thanks, Nick. Chris is killing me off. You're trying to kill. You're fucking old. You got to get out of here.
It wasn't
But
me.
whatever it was, I was like, I don't want to see this fucking movie. But you do things for your kids,
Right?
right?
Right.
We do things for our kids. I mean,
Yeah, I eat
and I was
creamy
like-
peanut butter.
this is exactly. This is great. I love this movie. It wasn't like Tigger when I went to go see Tigger, and I fell asleep, and my kids kept trying to. Daddy, wake up! I'm awake. I'm awake. This is a great movie.
So
Who was your
enjoyed-
favorite turtle?
So you enjoyed Turtles then?
I think Mark Angelo,
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
that's a
He's a
common
pretty
one.
dude, of course.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
he was the funny one, right? Was he the funny one?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's the misfit. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I liked him. I liked him.
I like
guess-
Donatello. I'm in the minority.
You're a Donatello guy.
I'm a Donatello guy.
Okay.
I like the chunky,
I
like the
I
chunky
loved-
turtle.
I love Michelangelo, but I loved drawing Donatello when I was a kid.
I didn't
The
draw.
bow
him.
staff was pretty
I
cool.
like Leonardo, just because of Leonardo da Vinci, and he's kind of like the leader. But Raphael is probably
Oh yeah, Raphael's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
so.
I remember Jay had to have one Christmas had everything Ninja Turtle. He had a Ninja Turtle that those hockey games where you slide the guys back and forth.
Mhm.
He had a Ninja Turtle skateboard which he never learned how to ride. He would just sit on it and push himself. But I go, dude, you're from California. You need to learn how to ride a skateboard. But he never learned. I shouldn't say it publicly. Okay, he never learned how to ride a skateboard. He had a bike that had a Ninja Turtle radio
Ooh,
on it. It had
Wow.
a Ninja Turtle radio. It had Ninja Turtle everything. And plus he still has most of those Ninja Turtle toys he's never opened. If you watch
He does.
Geek Dad's Life, you can see behind him.
Oh yeah.
Matt would know because he records with him.
I haven't been on there and so long.
Leo was the worst one though because the swords they broke so easily.
Mm.
Oh yeah, little flimsy little plastic ones.
Little plastic ones. Yeah.
But I
Because
do
he
want
had
to
the samurai swords too.
not to change subject, but Nick, you did go to Australia. It's something where I've never been and would like to go to, except for the snakes. How was Australia?
It was great. I mean, I just went in the Sydney area, but it was great. To me, it didn't feel any different than being in the States, aside from they drive on the wrong side of the road.
Was
People
that
are
cool?
nice. Actually, the weather would this time of year would be similar to North Carolina because you're on the same latitude line. So it kind of just had a hint.
So it's
hint-
shitty right now.
Well, it's fall over there,
Okay.
but you have just a hint of humidity, light breeze. It felt great.
We don't have a hint anymore. Let's hear.
I was gonna say like
Yeah, and not anymore. But I'm saying it's the fall versus the spring. Though.
Well,
But
this week, last week was
falling.
perfect. This week is like, oh god, it sucks.
right.
but
Is
yeah,
it October yet?
But I really enjoyed it. I got there with my boss. Speaking of music and
Your
and
boss?
being old. Well, he's not my boss.
Okay,
It wasn't
sorry,
really
just
he's not really
clarifying
my
here.
boss.
I'm listening.
What
He's
kind
high
of
up- he's high
what
up in
kind
the
of peanut
company.
butter would he choose?
I don't know. It's a good question.
The people want to know.
You're derailing him on
I don't know.
quality Australian information with
All right,
stuff
go
you
ahead.
don't need to-
You know what?
But he's a good guy. We were at a bar. It's very typical Australian bar. They always have like musicians and they sing alongs and all that stuff.
Did they
At the
say
pub.
good day?
Good day. It's good day. Good day. But,
It's more emphasis on the day.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
really. He started to play "Don't Look Back in Anger," and he starts kind of like you could see he really got into the song, and he's like, "I like this song. Who's it by?" And I just kind of looked at him, and I realized, he's Jack's age, I think.
Yeah, so you were like the Beatles.
Yeah, but I was just like, yeah, it's by the Beatles. Yeah. But yeah, I did piss him off because just slightly because it was like, oh yeah, it's by Oasis, it's probably 95, 94 around there, and he got okay. And then the next song they played was Blister in the Sun. And I just kind of looked, I was like, oh, do you know this one? He's just like, fuck you. I'm like, all right, yeah, you know that one. All right.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick, but you're saying you're a dick in any country.
That's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It doesn't go clockwise backwards.
I also
Nick.
just
Like all of us-
He's a dick in reverse.
Yeah.
He's a dick.
No,
Reverse,
you go
the
forward.
reverse,
Go forward.
the reverse dick.
Episode title?
Reverse dick down under is going to be the rest of the episode title.
Nick's like, please no. No.
That's fine.
Okay. Don't worry. They'll come up with something that just shits on me.
But yeah, it's
We're not done yet.
It's the largest. Sydney is the largest natural harbor in the world, and it is fucking huge. The whole city. But it's interesting. They could tweak their public trans a little bit.
I like how you have a Nick pick.
Yeah, I have no idea. But I did like the water taxi system, which is great because if you're near the downtown, you have so many fucking ferries that will take you to the north side anywhere you want to go pretty quick. But the subway system could use a little bit of improvement. But it's good. But I went to Manly Beach. I went to Bondi Beach. I know, isn't that weird? It's called Manly Beach.
Very sexist.
What is the other one? Thigh Beach?
Bondi.
Oh, Bondi.
Bondi.
Okay,
Bondi.
that makes more sense.
Any sharks?
That's a famous beach.
It's a famous
Yeah.
beach, yeah. It's actually the only thing I regret that I did because I ran and went all over that fucking city because I wanted to make sure I, did everything I could while I was there. The last day was when I went to Bondi, and I the guy in the cab told me, he's like, oh, you should try to swim at the ice. I forget what they call it. It's just called something like the ice something pool, and I was like, well, fuck, is it cold? Because I don't want to, And but really, it's a swimming pool. It's a saltwater swimming pool that the waves fill up the pool, and so you can just go and then swim all you want, and then the waves would come over the wall and splash, and I was like, that looks fucking awesome. Once I got there, I was like, damn it, and I wish I had one more day just to go back and swim.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's something to go back for,
Yeah. But and
You're like, I'm never going back.
No, I'll go back because I want to do a lot more. Hell, it's Australia is the same size as the lower 48. I mean, it's a huge country.
Yeah.
Because Great Barrier Reef and all this other stuff, and
and all of the dark, government stuff takes place in deep Australia.
That's right.
Dude,
So
the snakes and spiders are keeping me away.
that's so true. Oh, dude, and the thing is, I really kept them out of my mind the entire time. They're not going to be in Sydney now because it's too busy. But it was like those weird thoughts creep into your brain when you're trying to go.
I
to
saw
sleep.
you going hike. You went hiking.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
rear thoughts.
Okay.
But so I'm in the hotel room, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, spiders just creeps into my brain, and from that point on, it's like iPhone flashlight, checking the ceilings, checking under the bed, checking the sheets. I was like, "Fuck! Why did you have to think about fucking spiders?" So that was a good hour and a half, probably wasted.
Spiders. It's funny. Spiders don't bother me, but it's snakes. It's snakes. I just the thought of them. I just.
We named the dog Indiana.
Sure, you talks in her sleep. Yeah. I didn't even know Australia had mountains. I thought the whole country was flat. And
don't you fucking make maps for a living?
Not of Australia.
Haven't you seen Lost? I mean, there's.
But no, I mean it is relatively flat. I mean the mountains that I went to, the Blue Mountains, they're only 1,000 meters, I think, in height, which is nothing.
Lame. 1 star.
It was neat. 1 star.
Would not recommend.
No, but I asked a coworker who lives there.
These Blue Mountains have blue balls because they're not up high enough. Sorry,
I asked a coworker to take me there because I took her around the Rockies when she came last year. So I was like, "Oh, can you take me to the Blue Mountains and give me a tour?" She's like, "Sure." So yeah, we went on a few hikes and saw some waterfalls, and they're the Three Sisters, which are like their symbol. It was pretty neat. I definitely enjoyed it. And
what about snakes?
Did you guys chase waterfalls?
Don't.
I stuck to the rivers and the streams.
Okay, good.
How was the
gonna
flight?
Be your way or nothing at all. I mean,
say what?
It's gonna be your way or nothing at all.
Yeah.
How was the flight though? Because I know you were worried.
Like we're talking about.
No, the flight was fine because to any international flight going towards Asia, they always take off at midnight or 11 p.m. So you're already ready to sleep at that point. And I took 20 milligrams. No, to go to Australia from LA, you have to go all the
southwest.
way. Yeah, south.
Yeah,
west. And that's a 15-hour flight. And so I took like 20 milligrams of melatonin and slept 12 out of the 15 hours. So I was out.
20 milligrams of,
yeah.
Melatonin.
No.
Yeah,
Did you have a lay flat seat or no?
I actually had a very good seat. I was in what's called Economy Plus, which is kind of like riding first class domestic. So
nice.
You do get to lay down quite a bit, and then you also have a footrest that comes up. So it's kind of like being in a good lazy boy.
Oh, not bad. How long was the flight?
15 hours. So 2 hours to get from Denver to LAX, and then 15 to get to Sydney. The flight back I didn't sleep as well because you take off at 9 a.m. their time, and then you get into LAX at 6 a.m. Pacific time. And I still took some melatonin. I slept on and off a little bit. I did watch Marcel the Shell with shoes on. That's a cute little film. It's
Marcel
a
the Shell.
Marcel the Shell. It's
Rochelle the musical.
Chris Evans' ex-girlfriend created that character. I can't think of her name.
It's really cute, Jack. It's a good lighthearted film. It's stop motion. It's about a shell, like an actual like
I
know
what you're talking about.
Who basically they live in this house unknown to it's an Airbnb or something, and all of them go missing except for this one shell and its grandmother. And then this guy who's renting the place discovers it and starts making a documentary about the life of this shell, and it's just a cute little film.
Okay,
Jenny Slate.
Yeah, so I watched that, and then I watched there's a new documentary. It's only an hour long. Billy Joel did. That was pretty good about just him talking about songs and how every
about driving.
Yeah, with a little bottle of white, bottle of red, whatever. Now it was interesting. Just I always enjoy listening to artists and what led them to do what they do. And he's talking about how like, every song he ever wrote, he always had someone else in mind when he wrote it. And so he was showing. I want to say it was a Scenes from Italian Restaurant where he's changing the tempo and all that. And he's like, yeah, so this one here, this little bit's Frank Sinatra. And then he starts singing like Frank Sinatra doing that bit. And you're like, that totally makes sense. And then he switches to the other part. And he's like, and this here is Tony Bennett, and then you're like, damn, that's pretty cool.
So you're saying an Uptown Girl, he didn't have Christy Brinkley in mind?
No, it was Vanna White.
Okay, Vanna White. Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't know. But that was good. And then just going back to, 30 minutes ago when Chris was talking about movies. So I didn't see Air, but I did see Super Mario Brothers. And as a kid movie, it's fucking awesome. As an adult movie, still good. Do recommend it. Plot wise, it's weak, but that's what it's supposed to be. So
Wow.
it's entertaining. Good film. But I think if I would have saw that movie, if it came out in like 1989 or 1990, I would have loved it. It's just a good, lighthearted video game movie.
What's made a ton, right? It's still making a ton.
It way surpassed what they thought was gonna make on it.
Has it passed Avatar? Because you two people have said you're the only two people. I mean, I haven't met anyone who's seen Avatar.
I did not like the second Avatar. I already said that. Yeah, it's the same movie as the first one.
That's right. You saw it. I forgot.
It's just a throw up of Aqua. That's the entire movie with the same plot. But anyway, and then I did watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It is very good. You will cry. It's a bit all over the place in terms of like you'll have a comedy bit followed by a sad bit followed by a comedy.
Who dies?
No one dies, but it's good.
Spoiler,
dude.
So
real quick, fucking Super Mario Brothers movie since its release has a total gross of $518 million
for them
in ticket sales. That's
not a bad chunk of change.
Yeah,
that's
good.
insane. Avatar is 684.
Okay, so it's not too much behind.
Yeah, it's pretty close. That's
considering that James Cameron bought like the majority of those tickets. So.
He could afford it, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, like I like. There's a lot of subtle homages in Super Mario Bros. It's really cool. Like one of the first things you see is it's the only 2D shot in the entire movie where you see like them running, and it's like they're running to work. It's like the original game where like they're jumping. Then he actually jumps on a flag, and
big smile on my face for that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, a lot of good references back to Nintendo days, which I thought was pretty cool too.
Yeah, and I like that they even included Donkey Kong and a lot of other.
I didn't know Seth Rogen was in the movie, and I was like, "That's actually fucking spot on. That's actually pretty good." And they definitely let in his stupid laugh like a couple different times. Like, yeah,
that's Seth Rogen.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's fun.
Nice.
And even Jack Black didn't really sound like Jack Black, except when he sings. Then you know it's Jack Black.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. Lots of fun.
What? Go back. Yeah. See, Australia was anything else today? Yeah. Oh, Sydney Opera House was great. Definitely highly recommend.
It looked nice.
Going.
Did you go inside of it?
Yeah. So, one of my coworkers, after we first got there, he goes, "I'm going to see if I can go see something at the Opera House." I was like, "Fucking brilliant! I'll do the same thing." Because there's two theaters there. One is for music and one's for ballet. And he went to see a ballet, and I was like,
"One's for IMAX."
One's for IMAX. Yeah.
I saw Batman.
Yeah, and so I can't remember who I saw, but I saw it was the London Orchestra Symphony or whatever it's called.
So they're just hanging out. There?
Yeah, they're just crashing.
They're just waiting for Americans to show up.
Yeah, and so I saw all that. It was nice. Not my favorite classical piece, but it's just the experience and enjoying that. And of course, I sat in the back behind the orchestra instead of the front because I didn't want to pay the fucking money. Yeah, but it is weird when you see like the conductor doing the wand and he's off by half a beat because the sound has to go past him and come back at me, you know. But
did you yell at him?
Yeah, like you're fucking off time.
You're off.
Yeah.
You dumb bastard.
Does he have to tell them like, "Hey, don't look at me. I'm just going to do this for me"? Okay.
You do wonder that sometimes.
I've always wondered.
Nick's
I know this is
troubles have transcended reality for him now.
I know this is a long question. Do they really do anything? I mean, they're looking at their sheet music. I mean, is anybody really watching the conductor?
No, they're professionals, but they are there to. If you do get off, they can look up and be like,
they get off.
Get back on time. Yeah, they get off.
Got to pull those snakes.
Anyway.
I should have been a conductor.
I get paid for this? Woo!
I tend to watch the percussion sections more than I do
Yeah,
the
you
other
do.
part. And I always laugh at the cymbal players because you're like, damn, you got a hard fucking job. You know, you just kind of stand there and then put the cymbals down. You know, it's like, fuck. You got this other guy over here just like blowing the clarinet or whatever he's blowing for
The conductor.
the conductor. Yeah.
At some point, just everything sounds sexual. You know, like I was.
Right.
I think I was
mean,
typing.
this is not even a stretch, though.
No, not. I finished the show Shrinking.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. I liked Harrison Ford in that role. There's a couple, like, if I wanted to get nitpicky about some things, like production wise, where like things were just like a little, I don't know, like there's little things, but like they open up a freezer at one point, and I'm like, that's not a family freezer. Like, you've got two things in there. Like,
For sure.
a family freezer's got
private bodies
tons
in
of
there.
shit, old shit, new shit. Like, it's a small but I was just like, sorry, it's like it's a weird thing. But
Mhm.
even some of the editing, there was like a scene with Harrison Ford and like a child, kind of towards the end, like episode 10, like I think it's the last episode.
Mhm.
And they clearly didn't get the correct take, and when it switched back, it was just like, I was like, oh, you just threw those two together, and you didn't even do it was a cut. And I was like, did you think I wasn't gonna notice? Or even like him at the party, there's a moment where he's at the party, and there's clearly like multiple takes because he had his hair really messed up,
Right.
and then they didn't match it properly, because then it's like it keeps cutting back and forth. And I know it's a small thing, but I just feel like,
I mean, do you want to be that producer that walks up to Harrison Ford and says like, "Hey,
yeah, right.
we're gonna do some more takes"?
So I kind of felt
I'll do
like some of those things might be like, oh, I did the fucking take, that's it, like,
Hey,
I'm
kid.
done for the day, you know. Yeah, like,
Hey, kid, if they're worried about your hair,
yeah, yeah, they don't
That's
fucking
why you need
matter.
Clint Eastwood
Those-
as director. One take.
well, that's an actual quote. Did you know that one, Jack? It's actually quite funny. It's an old story from Mark Hamill, where when they're making the original Star Wars, after the trash compactor scene, Luke had been pulled under the water and all this, and he
got pulled.
after they are done with it, because after he gets up, his hair is back to normal when they start.
Yeah.
And he actually says that, like, to George Lucas. He's like, wouldn't my hair be all matted and greasy and gross right now? And like, that doesn't make sense. And Harrison Ford just goes, "Hey, kid, if they're looking at your hair in this movie, we're doing something wrong."
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. He's right, but
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you do know, if if you're Matt, you're noticing things like that. So.
Dude, Mark
Sure.
Hamill's impression of Harrison Ford is actually
It's dead on.
hysterical.
Yeah.
It's spot on. Yes.
Anyway, I mean, I enjoyed the show.
Yeah, I
mean,
enjoyed it.
It was good. It sets up some interesting things if they get a second season, if that ever happens. But like the way they ended it, it was kind of like, oh, okay,
I agree.
Like, like there's going to be a lot of fallout from that. So I don't know.
I still have to watch it.
They kind of paint themselves into a corner in some ways, because you have to address that. So.
I give it a solid like 7 or an 8, probably 7.5 out of 10. It's I think it gets a lot more hype than I would give it. I think it's a good show. I'll continue watching it, but I don't think of it as like, you've got to watch this. It's just kind of like, hey, if you want to watch a good show, give it a shot.
Now, another thing that I checked out, and it relates to the soundtrack, because I actually really like the soundtrack for the show Shrinking, available on Apple Music. Was the David Bowie documentary that dropped on HBO Max, which is what I really enjoy about it, and I think Nick, and others that want to watch this, is that it's not like a documentary where it's like, and then David Bowie decided to go in a different direction. It's just clips of him talking, and it's footage of him playing songs, and it's pieced together and strung together in a way that unfolds. And there's a lot there because I think it's over 2 hours worth of material. But I feel like you get a real sense of like his artistry and kind of his thoughts on the craft. So
Did they get into his freezer?
did they get to his freezer?
Yeah. Did they show his freezer?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about
There you go.
if they're worried about the freezer, they're not watching the show.
Read the private chat, Matt.
Yeah, I
Oh,
see
okay.
it. It also lines up pretty nice with the little hammock person in the background.
Right.
Like Jack's in the foreground, you know, but then the woman in the background is definitely, or man, doesn't matter. What do you do it? Okay, now I got even
BBC.
more questions.
He's never leaving the house. Is what he's doing.
If you're not joining us live or you don't watch the show on YouTube, then you're missing out on some
I'm
visual
listening.
stuff.
I'm listening to the
You
stories.
I am too. I've got nothing more to say. But
Jesus.
definitely,
God.
I know David Bowie was on the BBC.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So anyway, Nick and anyone else that enjoys David Bowie, I think, and again, the soundtrack. There's a soundtrack for that because they have some unique mixes and quotes by him. So
Oh, nice.
I don't know what. Yeah, go ahead. Bend over and I'll show you. Can you fill it into this little pink cup right here? Will it fit?
It's so
Oh,
big.
no.
Oh, did you really break it? Damn it.
I did. It was
Did
too much.
Did I spew too much?
It scared
Too
you.
much.
Yeah.
For the
It was so big.
the little pink cup is now broken, guys. It's
You wrecked it.
R.I.P. I only have 3 more cups.
This is a show that is not going to be nearly as funny not being here live. because
Well,
you
not
had
for
to
the.
see.
You got to be here live, man.
You had to
You gotta be
see what
live.
that-
We had sound effects.
That was worth the price of admission. That was fucking fantastic.
That's what the patron money's for.
My God.
It's all of the in-house
mic-
effects we do.
Is everybody caught up with who did we lose? Oh, that's Jack.
Yeah.
Is everybody caught up with Ted
TL?
Lasso?
Yes.
No.
I am. Oh, come on.
Back.
I'm like 1.5 behind.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
Why am I
sorry.
behind?
Ted Lasso?
Yeah, I was asking if everyone's caught up. And
I'm not.
caught up.
I have not seen the latest episode. How many more episodes are there?
Well, we just finished 9. So
9. So there's
Yeah.
3 more.
3 more.
Oh, 3 more after that.
I assume there's 12 for this season. I think that's what IMDb showed.
I'm hoping it
So.
ends strong. I have an idea where it's going to go, but like to me, this is almost kind of like Mandalorian season 3, in that like it kind of hasn't found its direction yet.
Well, obviously they're trying to wrap it up, but I think Ted goes home. I mean, Ted's going to go back.
Oh, I have no doubt. Yeah, that he's going to go home. Yeah.
I like this season.
I think he'll take
So-
Coach
I'm
Beard
not saying
with
it's
him.
bad, Matt. I'm just saying it. I
I
don't
like
get
all
the
of the
feels like I did with season
Yeah.
1 and 2, but there's definitely some things that I've
There's
really
more.
enjoyed
There,
this
it
season.
seems like there's more characters, storylines in season 3 than there have been in the past.
Well, I think that maybe that's what it is, that they're stretching some of it a bit too thin, because like you hardly see some of the characters are hardly even in the season. What's the guy that was the other? Who's that was always the prick soccer player?
Jamie Tart.
Yeah, Tart. Like Tart, you hardly see at all this season. You know, like
What are you
it's,
talking about?
But
There was-
he's no.
There
He's
was the
he's,
episode in
he's had
Amsterdam.
he's had a redemption story.
yeah, but like you see him, Matt. But I'm saying like of where they've left it of him, like from last season, of like
Well, he wasn't even in
revelations with
season
his
2,
dad.
was he?
He had a pivotal moment in there's another season that happens after the Amsterdam season, and he had a pivotal moment in that.
Mm.
I feel like his character's in this season. I
don't
mean,
know,
maybe we don't have as much
He's a
talking
he's-
time with them because they have to fit in so many characters,
Yeah.
you know.
He's a completely different. I mean, even.
But- but I feel
let's
like
forget
that
his name,
goes
the
to, like,
dickhead
the-
coach.
The aspect of like they take a character and they break a character,
Yeah.
and they're redeeming characters as they go.
Yeah.
You know,
It's Lost.
So-
I'll tell you the last episode I just watched with my wife. We're still catching up. Was the one? What was it? The restaurant gets thrashed.
Yeah. That one.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Like that one, but I watched that and I was like, man, like that was like a perfectly wrapped episode of TV of how they wrote and directed that show. Like I got the feels from that. Like I was like, man, that felt like such a good fucking hour of TV. It was amazing. And that was the one that immediately preceded or came after their fucking Amsterdam trip.
Yeah.
Like that episode for me was like the holiday episode from last season, right? Like it was just this complete non sequitur. Like let's just go off and have like all these character adventures. Like the writing involved in that episode alone, there was like 7 fucking simultaneous stories happening, and they told them all. It was awesome.
I like
Nick,
that.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I like the other character progression as well that we get beyond, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think that some people might have certain expectations on the show,
And
you know, and I think
Yeah.
that there's a little bit of lostism that's happening because I see headlines
Mm-hmm.
about the show and I read through it and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck did you think this show was before this? Like as far as like redeeming a character, taking a character and redeeming a character, I think I was like, have we not seen this before in the show? Like to me, there is this element.
Well, there's something about Ted Lasso where he can't get his own life
Right.
in order, but he can get, because with that girl he sleeps with said, "You're a mess."
You're a mess.
Right.
He's like, "I'm a mess."
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah,
He doesn't realize it.
He doesn't realize it, but he brings everybody else's life
Mhm.
together, but his own life is a mess. But he doesn't see it that way. And I think now he is starting to see it because his son, you know.
Well, there's a moment with the son, and I don't want to spoil anything for Chris, so I'm trying to be very vague, but
Thank you.
that it just, to me,
when he dies.
yeah, when the son dies, at that moment,
Throws him in the freezer.
no, there's a moment with the son and another character where they're having a heart to heart, and to me that I was like, oh, this, I relate to this. I've had this experience, you know. I've had this, you know. I don't know, like, so I think there's a lot of heart in it. I think it's just in different places, and although I might not have liked that like some of the other aspects of that episode where I just was like, oh, okay, we're you know, the fallout of certain other characters, but still propelling the story forward, specifically with what you were talking about.
I'm enjoying it. I think it's I did want to say to Nick, I go, did you think any Butch Cassidy Sundance Kid when you're watching the Amsterdam one?
I did not.
I can't ride a bike.
Right. I didn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't catch that. Yeah.
I can't swim.
Yeah.
Because right away I turned to my.
Are you crazy?
I can't swim, and she just goes, "What?" I go, "Never mind."
I'm so sad about this little pink cup, though.
Sorry, I feel bad.
R.I.P.
Super glue, man.
But yeah, I was thinking Butch Cassidy Sundance Kid the whole time when he said he couldn't ride, and that was hilarious. That whole scene with him trying to ride a bike was hilarious. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't end with a tear. I mean, hopefully.
I have an idea, and if Chris was caught up, I would venture my theory of what I think is going to happen. But we'll see. Because I think, it's what cracks me up about some people is that, once a character does something bad, they hate that character. And the one I'm thinking of is the coach that was the assistant. I'm forgetting his name.
Nate.
Yeah, like Nate. Like I have, no doubt, 100% that Nate's going to have a redemption story in this.
Oh,
you're already seeing it though. So I mean, the episode I just watched was was when he finally scores the date with the hostess.
Right.
And like in that entire time, when you're watching that show, you weren't like, oh fuck, coach. Nate.
Yeah.
This guy
Right.
sucks. So you're
Exactly.
fucking cheering for him.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
You know,
And,
like,
I thought that was such a unique pull.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like the to flip.
just like this one.
But but you see,
Nate,
like you know,
Nate,
you see such an interesting story with Nate, and that you see he has such insecurity issues around his dad.
Well,
you know?
yeah.
father issues.
and
He searched
then
for it in Ted.
he
Put
searched for it in Ted, and then
and then he put it
and
in
then you
Rupert.
see now like what's happening with him, kind of believing in Rupert a little bit, and that which we all know
Yeah.
that Rupert's a piece of shit. So
He
you
is.
know that something's going to happen there, to where Nate is going to probably either go back to Ted, or I wouldn't even be surprised. Just my theory here, Chris. This is not spoiler, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ted goes back home that Nate becomes the new coach.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Huh. Yeah.
I can see that too.
I was, if it's a Return of the Jedi thing, and a certain character is the Emperor and a certain character is Darth Vader, only Darth Vader can kill the Emperor. So,
No.
but yeah, and who knows? Maybe if there is a season 4, they'll redeem Rupert. But
shit.
No, that's the problem. You can't redeem everyone. Some people are just
Exactly.
unredeemable, and
Exactly.
Rupert is a piece of shit.
yeah,
Dude, when fucking what's his name? I was pissing my pants when what's his name was trying to be the they're doing switching the roles. They open up their cards. They see like, oh, you're so and so. You're so and so.
yeah.
And he goes, I'm gonna fuck you up, bro.
Right.
Danny said that shit. I was like, oh my god, that was fucking amazing. Like like that's 2 weeks in a row. There's all these crazy like angles and stories all being told simultaneously. The writing is just fucking awesome. Like as slow as you might feel the series is going compared to the prior, like it's impeccable writing. Like,
Do you guys recognize who Jack is?
Jack?
What show is Jack in?
Oh, For All Mankind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that still throws me off that her name is Jack. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
It wasn't much of
Yeah.
a stretch of a role for her.
I hadn't.
But
I hadn't.
No,
thought-
I told Cindy. I said, well, she plays a lesbian in For All Mankind too.
Spoilers.
But like I said, like I knew her from a show called Bomb Girls.
Yeah.
Which is
Bomb
also
Girls?
good. Bomb Girls, yeah. And yeah, it's about I think it's only 2 seasons, Jack, and you should give it a shot if you can find it. And it's about women that built the bombs during World War II.
Oh, okay.
It combines
Rosie
two
the
things
Riveter.
that you love:
Exactly.
World War
Women
II and
and
women,
bombs.
And bombs, yeah,
and 3 things.
Yeah.
and women.
But that was
build
good. So like
bombs.
when I started watching For All Mankind, I was like,
Four
oh,
things.
I was like, hey, it's the woman from Alcatraz, and there's the one from Bomb Girls, and so I knew a lot of the actors already.
Does she play a lesbian in that way? Is she Rosie the Riveter? Not that Rosie the Riveter was a lesbian.
I can't remember. I don't think she plays a lesbian in Bomb Girls. I think there is a lesbian story in Bomb Girls, but I don't remember. It's been
Bomb
several years.
Girls.
Because
She's engaged to Abby from Broad City.
Oh, really? Okay.
So who's
love
Abby?
some Broad City.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, it is a bit of an acquired taste. I don't know but I don't know, Jack. Maybe
I don't have tape.
She's South African.
Is she now?
Yeah, that's cool. She's in Cape
That
Town.
explains the accent in Ted Lasso.
Yeah, God, now it makes me want to watch. Now I'm wanting to watch the next season of For All Mankind, which won't happen for a while, I'm sure.
I know it takes forever.
But it's good.
I've been trying to get my wife to watch. I said you would enjoy it, just so I can do a rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, the retired guy, says just finished Jury Duty. Great call. Has anyone else here watched Jury Duty?
Okay,
Haven't had
I
time.
thought about it, but I couldn't remember what channel it was on.
So I take it a step further. I thought about it, and I was like, I remember from the show it was on Freevee, which is
Freebie.
Okay,
So I went I went into the Prime app, and it showed watch Jury Duty with commercials.
Yeah.
And right next to it was watch season 2 of The Hunters. I was like, I don't want to watch commercials.
I'm telling you, it's the commercials aren't that long. It's
No, I get it.
I'm telling you, you will.
I made the conscious choice that like the 3-yard line.
I get it,
"Oh,
but
fuck
I'm
yeah,
guaranteeing, or your money back. You will love.
I think I saw an
Scary Movies.
advertisement for it too, but I
You
forgot
got-
the
I can't believe you guys haven't watched it yet. I'm telling you, you will like.
There was
Jury
other
Duty.
things to watch. I
Well,
finished
fuck
watching
off,
the
then.
show Titans on HBO Max.
I forgot the
I-
Titans.
Yeah,
would
I
it-
just
Would it be
just-
better, Jack,
Yeah.
if the judge was Judge Reinhold?
Ooh.
No,
Oh,
it would
okay.
not be better. I'm telling you,
Phoebe Cates.
Yeah.
Phoebe Cates. No,
Matt, just to clarify, Freevee. I don't know if you realize this it's just the Amazon Prime. You can watch it all on Amazon.
yeah, it's just Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
It's just
So
a
it's
category.
on Amazon Prime. that
You guys,
watch
you
this.
could watch
But
it tomorrow.
It's accessible without a Prime account.
You can power
I
through it
know.
in one day.
I've got some other commitments going
Yeah,
on.
okay.
Oh, fuck off.
I've-
I'm actually looking forward to watching the next couple episodes of Barry. So,
Oh
I-
yeah.
I'm waiting.
Are you caught
I'm
up?
waiting.
No,
I'm
I
waiting.
watched the first 2, and then I went to Australia. So
How many
I've got
episodes
two, I think.
then? Because
Watch that.
I'm waiting for that for Secession and Barry to be completed. I'm gonna.
I'm
don't
telling
know
you,
how many
I'm
episodes there
still
are on Barry,
stuck on, and I've caught up finally with Superman and Lois.
Oh.
Show is awesome. I know I've been sounding like a broken record with that. but
Shock.
It's funny. You
Shocking.
watch one DC show and I watch another one. So
Which one are you watching?
I finished watching Titans.
Oh, that's
So,
a DC show. I didn't realize
yeah.
that.
Matthew Tree said, "Dude, Barry."
Yes, Barry. Oh my gosh. And enjoy Barry, and I've enjoyed where this season has gone. It's taken some interesting turns. So there's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes.
Okay, I might
Is
have
this-
watched 3.
is
I
it-
think
is
I've
this-
watched 3 then.
Is this the last season of Barry?
I think so. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it almost where the direction was going. It almost have to be.
Yeah. Because it looks like there's only 3 episodes left.
Oh,
And
really?
the last episode of Secession too, right? Last season of Secessions.
Yes, last season of Secession.
Fuck off.
I need to watch that too. I've been kind of waiting for more episodes.
I'm just gonna power.
Nice.
A little higher. There we go.
I see what you did there. I see what you did. Rocket
Children.
Man
Children.
burning down the wait. Look,
There.
pull it back.
The one's a bit
Pull
bigger
it
than the
back.
other. When you get those checked.
Perfect. Sherry, get a screenshot of that.
Oh, she screenshotted it.
Matt Tree says 3 berries left. 3 berries left. 2 turtle doves and a partridge.
So sad.
in a tree.
It's a fun, but
Then new shows come. New shows
I think
like this is the
that's
final
true.
season of. You guys don't watch the Marvelous Miss Maisel, right?
Yeah.
no, but I've
Mrs.
I know I've always heard
great
good things. I just never watched it.
It's
Yeah.
a very good show.
Well,
This is the
there's
final
a writer's
season of-
strike going on, so this
That's true. Yeah, we're
This
gonna
is
be
a-
hurting.
You know, I
This
see
is a
some
good
actors
time.
on there going, "We need to pay these writers more. Why don't they take less money?"
No, it's it's about really it's about streaming is what it is. It's because they're
Well, I
not
know,
getting paid
but-
anything with the streaming.
Well, I know, but the actors are getting paid though.
The actors are getting paid. Yeah,
That's what I'm
'cause
saying.
But that's not the way writers get paid, though. You know, you sound like you write a script and they go, "Oh, here's $50,000 for that script." You know, like writers have always gotten money off of residuals and percentages. And when it's just like the music industry, when everything is just streamed and no one buys anything anymore, you're getting a fraction of pennies, and it's just like, fuck, why am I working if I'm not getting?
But
any
but
money?
I'm saying the actors are still getting their big chunk of change,
Right,
and the actors are saying we couldn't do it without the writers.
right.
I couldn't do it without you.
Well,
Well-
but actors can't just say, "Hey, I'm going to take a pay cut to give it to the writers." It has to go through the union and all that type of stuff.
I get
give
that.
it to
You-
my-
I guarantee you, the actors would take a pay cut if it meant like redistribution. I bet you they would.
not all of them.
We'll just use Chat GPT.
Come on, you think all of them would agree to it?
Didn't I? Yeah, I did mention
All
that
of
with South
whom?
Park, Chet.
All the
Most of
actors.
Oh,
come on.
all of them.
Matt
Whatever.
Tree says not everyone on TV is a millionaire.
That's true.
Well,
Some of them are just
some people own the production company that don't really produce, and they take all the money. And leave the rest of their co-hosts.
Have you seen some of the you know, we watch the opening credits, producer, executive producer, executive producer, producer.
That's where the
No,
money's
I'm not saying they're all millionaires, but I'm saying that, you know, some of these actors that are out there on their lines are making millions. And anyway, just saying. I really haven't followed it. I don't care because, you know, it's
Then
doesn't
why are you
concern me.
spreading this shit?
Spreading what shit?
I haven't watched it, but
I saw Mandy Patinka. He was complaining about it.
He's always complaining.
Yeah.
Mandy Patinka.
Mandy Patinka.
Yeah.
I've heard he's a massive tool.
I've heard that too.
Well, you would know.
I heard he was great in the
Is
Princess
that a
Bride.
dig
though.
at me or dig at Jack?
I heard he was. I heard he was great on Princess.
There you go,
Was it
Sherry.
Princess Bride?
Yeah. Princess Bride. I mean, yeah, it's the iconic. You know, when you think of Manny,
My name is Inigo Montoya.
that's the role people think of.
That or the Homeland.
Yeah, or Homeland.
I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe I gotta.
He was
pull
in
up
Criminal
my-
Minds.
Oh, I'm looking it up now. Oh,
John
you
says
know.
they're also writers. I don't know. I'm cool with
Give 'em
anybody.
money. Pay them.
I was thinking of Stanley Tucci for a second.
Oh, Stanley
Oh,
Tucci. No,
Stanley
how do you get those two
Great actor,
confused?
great actor. They're both bald.
Yep.
All bald people.
Now he is one of the few actors. It doesn't matter what role he takes, he nails it every single fucking time.
I've never seen Jack look at me so pissed. It's like, fuck.
Well, they're not even. They don't even look alike. Fucking Chris. I'm distracted. Anyway,
I can't tell if you're
Again,
talking about the
let's
ball
end
sacks or the
let's end the
bald
writer's
men.
strike. Let's do it today.
Yes. Let's do it.
I mean, should we even be
Pay them the money.
podcasting? Because technically we write this show.
We
Well,
write this shit
Technically,
live every week,
I
you
have
know?
written a script, so I guess maybe I should be on strike.
Yeah, but we're not part of the union though. So
That's true.
So that doesn't
Outside of
count.
the union.
All right, so I,
I think maybe
Us podcasters
us
need to
podcasters
unionize.
unionize against the man, the producers of the show.
because
Yeah.
the producers
Rise
are
up.
assholes.
And shut this down. We've been doing it for an hour and a half. Let's call it.
John, the retired, without writers, we'd get more reality TV and podcasts that go with them.
That's true.
You're
That's-
not wrong. You're not
yeah.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Hey, or you know,
But reality TV is not really reality TV.
there's so many shows to catch up on, you know. And then
So you're
before
saying
you
fuck
know
the
it,
writers.
no, I'm thinking go writers, you know, strike it out. And then on the other side of it, we're gonna have some really good shit. Because I think about the time
Like
when
Heroes.
the last writer's strike happened, like The Office.
That was
for
during
instance.
Lost, wasn't it?
It was during
The Office, for
It was.
instance, when they broke, they were about ready to do Dinner Party,
For season
and
three.
during that period of time, they worked that script back and forth, and
Which is classic.
which is classic. And so when they came back, you know, they had a lot more jokes, and there was something where the director was supposed to be someone, and then they couldn't make it, and then they were able to, when they shot it after the writer's strike. So I'm hopeful that this will,
Have
Will
you
bring
ever,
us something.
there is a
great.
podcasting union, huh?
have you
I d-
ever heard the theory
How am I not a part of
that
it?
Jan was actually planning on killing Michael
Wow.
in that
No.
episode?
What?
Yeah.
Well, how would she got
not,
away
not
with it?
in that episode, but like if you, I can't remember when I read it. It wasn't too long ago though. But it said like if you watch Dinner Party
Mhm.
and you watch Jan, like that she abandons that plot, but you can kind of believe that she is planning on killing Michael at some point, like getting pregnant with Michael's child and then killing him.
Huh.
She did ruin his big screen TV.
Right. Yeah.
But it seems like, yeah, I don't know. Huh. Maybe she had a big life insurance policy. I don't know if that's a,
Right. And
you
that's-
know, because I think about, my wife's been watching Friends for about the umpteenth time. So, and
if I had Peacock, I really want to watch Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah.
I've never watched it all.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You've seen season 1 though, haven't you?
No, I've never seen a season of Parks and Rec. I on the plane ride back, I watched 2 episodes of Parks and Rec because
Which season?
I don't know. It was the one they each had like a couple. It was 2011. So
You want to skip season 1.
I know
season
that.
1
I've
is
heard
not worth watching. It's a
Boring.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
They painted themselves in a corner about some stupid park, and it bombed. I can't believe they brought it back. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
And it worked out, but man,
but you should watch it
bad.
though, and really funny. I like.
You got to think like you're from the Midwest.
Well, it's just funny because I've definitely had people like, dude, like you need to watch Parks and Rec because you're like Ron Swanson. I'm like,
right?
Am I?
Yeah, you're Ron Swanson without the mustache.
Without the mustache.
Yeah.
I did watch that episode where the pony horse dies, and they give him the torch, and then, it's full of gasoline.
That's a good one. Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah.
And then they have that anthem, "Bye Bye Little Sebastian."
Yeah, that was good.
So it's a good. They have some good songs, and Andy's character really like takes off too. So it's kind of interesting now to know like kind of where Chris Pratt is as far as a Hollywood,
Plus, what's his
star.
name's married to Christy Brinkley.
Oh yeah, Jerry.
Jerry's married to Christy Brinkley. And you're like going, that itself is funny.
It's a funny
inside joke. Yeah, it's not.
Yes.
Spoilers on the jokes.
Yeah, that was the 2 episodes. It was the 2 episodes I watched. Yeah, where the horse dies and they have the funeral or memorial for him, and then the one where snake juice. That one.
Yeah,
that was pretty good because Nick Offerman, they try to give him some. He's like, you should know I don't endorse anything, and then he takes it like, that's pretty. So he tries to give it at the bar, like, you should know that my endorsement is a guaranteed. Like it's like and so. But it's like 170 proof or whatever. So they're all just miserable the next day. But it's pretty good.
But Ron comes in. Ron comes in perfectly
fine.
Good day, everybody.
Yeah.
Matt Tree says Mrs. Davis on Peacock is really good.
Been meaning to check that out.
Now, Mrs. Davis was Nancy Reagan's maiden name.
Okay,
just saying.
It's interesting that you know that fact, Jack.
I'm just saying it could be a porn. I don't know.
Okay.
I thought it was like a take on the Flying Nun.
Is it?
No. There is no truth to that. What I say.
From Damon Lindelof. Anyway, is that all we got? Because I'm falling asleep here. Nothing personal.
Oh, damn.
All right, then. I guess we're all done for the night.
No, if you got anything else, I'll continue
Jack's ready to quit. God.
No, I'm saying if you guys have anything else you want to talk about. I mean, Chris is playing with his balls. I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Balls City.
I got Legos.
Oh yeah? What Legos did you get? This is what I was working on.
We were
tonight.
so wow.
Now, Chris, did you order anything May 1st through May 5th to get the exclusives?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I apologize to people listening at home. We're so close to ending the show. That is nice, Matt.
So, thanks.
Is it going to be part of your video?
I think you got the new X-Wing. That's on my wish list, but not priority.
Yeah. It seems like
my wish list is peace in our times.
I wish I never would have sold my B-Wing that was part of that series from like 10 years ago. There's no telling what I could get for it now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I got that one. There's 3 though. You get that one, you get a mini X-Wing, and then you get the coin.
This thing's like worth $100.
Yeah.
I already put mine together.
Did you get the coin too?
3 coins in a fountain.
Yeah, nice. You did. Cool. Yeah, because the coin I guarantee is gonna be worth something. Yeah. Oh, you got it too, Matt. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, and I got some other fucking spring.
Yeah, the VIP.
Oh, the spring.
Extra. Yeah.
It's fun because it has bikes in it, and it's got some clouds. That'd be good. Some good kid building material there.
Oh, speaking of Legos, Matt, like you know how we have Lego Masters here or whatever it's called, the show.
They have Lego Masters in
Australia, and it's 10 times better.
How are we not seeing this?
Yeah, I watched 2 episodes and I was like, these guys are fucking brilliant. I mean,
I thought we were going to do a show in Australia.
The stuff that they were building, I was like, I couldn't get over it. It's way better than the American version.
Of course. You know why? Because Americans were lazy.
Whoa, jeez.
We're Americans.
It's like knowing that there's like an even better version of like, you got it.
They already got together. Yeah, nice.
No.
That's the old one. Yeah, because I recognize the cockpits. The old. Yeah.
Oh, you'd know your cockpits.
I know the cockpits. Yeah.
It's like I tell my grandson.
Oh, did you not put the rubber bands on them, Chris?
Come on, Chris.
Okay, yeah.
Come on, Jack. Get your story out.
Well, no, my grandson said, I can't do it. I said, you're American, not American. He goes, no, I'm an American. I can't do it.
He just threw in the towel.
Yeah, he gives up.
Yeah, that to me is the best non-collector's version of the X-wing because the guns are still long, whereas the new ones they're like little nothings.
I'm going to disagree with you, Nick. I think it's second best.
That's
gotta have that long gun.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you look at the new one for that version for the kids, and like the new one doesn't look. I would never buy it. It's just doesn't look accurate.
Yeah.
What else did I get? I got a bunch. I still got. God, I've got so many I need to order.
I got the Emperor throne.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I got that. I got that, and the other one, the
speeder bike.
The speeder bikes. Yeah. I also got the Up House. What else did I get? I got one of the Indiana Jones sets. The other 2 were sold out.
Oh yeah, those Indiana.
Never
Jones
tell me
sets.
the odds.
I'm excited about the new Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I saw the trailer again in the theater.
When's that coming out? Soon, huh?
June.
June
or July. Yeah, it's like end of June, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's either end of July or end of June. It's one of the 2. But I am so hoping that they end on a high. You know, like that's fucking awesome. You know, but we'll see
if you can do better than 4 and match 2.
Matching 2 is really that's all they got to do.
Yeah.
What if you hate it, Nick? What's going to be the?
You'll know if I hate it.
Well, I know
I'll let you know.
Well, I know. We know that.
A 6.95 out of 50.
It just depends, you know.
What was the point of making it? It's terrible.
Well, what I've always liked about Indiana Jones is it's a simple format. You know, he is a professor and he's educating the audience as the movie goes along, and it's a hell of a ride. That's what Indiana Jones is. And if they get where it's too preachy or they get bogged down in some weird plot, like, you know, just go down a tunnel where it's like, what the fuck, you know?
I hope it has a kid that's like 30 years from now he wins an Oscar. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I really wish Short Round was in this movie. Maybe he is, but I doubt it.
I heard he's not.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
I'm just making that up. I have no idea. Actually, they're looking for his Oscar. He lost it, so it's the.
Did he really?
Yeah, he lost it. So Indiana Jones, he hires Indiana Jones to go find his Oscar.
You got too excited.
It belonged.
Get too excited, yeah.
And this big furry creature is like with him, and he's like,
He's actually
that
funny
means
video
let's ride.
of him meeting President Biden. He like, runs out and goes, President Biden! And Biden goes, who the hell is this guy?
Right.
Well, I can't believe President Biden would say that. No, but we're over here. We're over here. Okay, all right. I kid because I care. That's why.
You care too much, Jack. Sometimes.
I do care. I do care too much. I do.
I mean, you cared the fuck out of your back.
Oh my God. Fuck it.
Oh, don't get me started on my back. Anyway,
don't get me started on my fucking back, man. It's painful.
This carrying around this BBC.
I get no respect.
If people don't know what I'm talking about,
people know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Do people? I don't think
you
people
give
know.
our audience a little bit of credit.
I don't. Have you seen our audience?
No, neither have you.
You see them in the chat. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
I keep trying to lose the audience. I felt so bad that like I made fun of a listener, and then they wrote back with a really nice thing. I felt like,
Oh, do we have
fuck,
any emails?
I've become
I'll
like an
check. I doubt it.
abuser, and
People are listening.
It happens, Matt. Sometimes sometimes we say the wrong thing.
No emails.
no,
Oh, wait.
I'm just like, oh, I'm becoming Jack.
But see, I don't care.
What?
I don't fucking care. I'm old. Chris is killing me off in
But
15 years. So I just don't care.
But you keep trying. You know.
I'm pissed that there's a podcasting union. We're not part of it.
That's your fault. You're the
Why
producer.
is it I didn't even know there was. Should we?
You're supposed to be looking
invited?
out for us, Jack. Yeah.
Well, shouldn't we have been invited to a
Jack.
podcasting union?
Look at Jack.
Podcast came out what 2003? 2003. That's when podcast started.
Oh, when they started.
Dude,
Yeah.
if we had to pay dues, we would have
Right.
no money.
We should be broke.
But we'd have someone on our side to go to Colleen and say, "Hey, we need to get more money." Right?
Oh,
What
Wow.
do we need more money for? What are we doing? Huh?
Hey, I have Hulu commercial free now, so that's pretty exciting.
Because
But
I fought
now-
for those rights
You
against
did,
your
but now
wife.
I'm not
I was like,
watching Hulu.
but now you're not watching Hulu. Well, you know what's
No.
on Hulu though. I heard that's coming. The Bear season 2,
Yeah.
Oh.
In June. End of June.
end of
Okay.
June. Oh fuck!
That
I
was
thought
your
it was
that
in
was your
May.
suggestion, right, Nick? Last season.
Yes.
You were
Yeah.
right. You've always been right. You were right
Man,
about Ted Lasso
I-
and other things.
For some reason, I was thinking.
All right,
give
give credit where Chris due. Chris was Ted Lasso. I want to give Matt and I both credit for the Bear. I think, but I don't. Remember.
Well,
Uh,
you definitely suggested it first. I gave
I
it a
don't
go
remember
there.
Chris
Fell in
saying
love
anything
with
about
it.
Ted Lasso. So, is that why you guys refuse to watch Jury Duty? You want to give me credit for anything?
No, I
Ah.
legit was like, what is this?
I've been talking about jury duty for like 4
Free
years.
free V. I will look for that app, download it, and play some.
Sega.
June 22nd is the Bear.
Hey, what about that on HBO? The Watergate thing. Is that a good?
Oh,
anyone
the
seen
plumbers. The plumbers.
Yeah,
of,
the plumbers.
Of
Has
Watergate?
anyone seen that?
No.
It
No.
ruined my summer of '74 because it was
Yeah.
on TV all the time. I was like a kid, and I was like, "Come on, this fucking sucks."
I started to watch it, but because I thought it was Mario Brothers, but it's not.
Is anyone Matt? Matt Treese? Have you watched it?
You know what we should probably do? Take another commercial break.
No, okay.
Or is it the show?
Or
All right, this time we're going to take a commercial break, but also we're going to wrap up the show.
Well, thanks for listening.
Oh, I was pausing for the commercial. I'm really tired right now.
Yeah, no, we should definitely pull this puppy
You're
over.
tired.
Well, let me tell you.
I have jet lag from your trip to Australia. When did you get back?
I
Oh, I did.
got back yesterday afternoon,
Oh, okay.
and then
I did forget.
tried to sleep last night, and then some jackass pulled the fire alarm in the fucking hotel, and I had to get up at the butt crack of dawn and stand outside, fucking raining.
I'm sorry. I paid someone to do that.
We pulled our Patreon money and did that.
Yeah.
Harry prank.
It was only $10, but it was worth it.
Worth it. I was
As
like-
we wrap up the show, I would do what I mentioned. I actually went and saw Monster Trucks last weekend.
Oh,
What?
like a show. Oh, I mean, yeah.
It was actually pretty awesome. A really cool experience with the kids. But that's it. That's all I got.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
That's cool.
That was
Well,
cool.
that's
Yeah, cool.
Was
cool
it-
story? Cool story, bro.
I mean, was there a favorite monster truck of yours? Did
Was
you
there
Bigfoot.
popcorn or pretzels or
Tons of shit.
Soda?
All that stuff, yeah.
did you get any
Uh,
like, you know?
Chicken
I never-
hot
Oh,
dog?
I will
What?
tell you. I will tell you something else about. I could probably send you guys a photo. I took one. In Australia, they have day beds in the movie theaters.
Okay.
Day beds.
Yeah, a day bed.
Like, so
Like,
you
you
Are
know,
they
Like
are they
bang.
porns? Is
you
it
can-
porn?
You can lay down
Not
in
gay
a
bed.
fucking
Oh, while
bed
you're watching
in
the movie.
Watch the movie. Yeah.
I don't think I'd enjoy that.
No.
I might fall asleep.
Yeah, I know.
I
That's why I didn't do
I
it.
get too relaxed.
Yeah, I got.
I would be like, I need the blue light just to make sure that it didn't become like a play bed.
Right. The black light. You mean?
Was Pee Wee Herman in this
Right.
this bed before me?
Yeah, I didn't.
Paul
No,
Rubin.
I didn't buy it because it was $50 Australian, which would be like $37 US.
What movie did you?
Ooh.
What movie did you see in there?
I saw two. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then I also saw Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, it was a double feature.
No, it was raining on Monday, and there wasn't shit else to do. So I was like, I'll go to the show.
Did you do any work there?
Yeah, man, I worked my ass off.
Doesn't sound like it.
So when I flew in, yeah, I ran around the town real quick, and then I worked for the next week, and then I took 5 days off work after so I could see.
How long were you were there for 2 weeks?
No, I was there for 12 days.
Okay,
Oh,
less than 2 weeks.
Long time.
12 days, 14 days.
Yeah, but yeah,
take some peanut
totally
butter.
worth it. I'd go back, as long as they keep spiders away from me. Definitely want to go back though, and I want to go to New Zealand at some point. It's funny because the way that we think of distance is different down there versus here. Because I asked tons of people, like, you guys ever been to Tasmania? And they're like, no. I was like, why not?
He's a
Like,
devil.
Well, you think that like it's just it's an island to the south, and you don't think anything about it, but it's an 8-hour boat ride to get to Tasmania from Melbourne. I was like, well, fuck.
Really?
Yeah,
So that's where they put the hardened criminals out there?
I guess.
Is that where Papillon was?
Are they shooting squares? Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, it's like a Enterprise kind of thing.
Throwing coffins out the
So-
window? I don't know.
Yep, exactly.
Is
There's a
Spock
big-
out there?
Big black hole where the BBC was.
Well,
I
on
think,
that
I think
note,
we lost Chris a long time ago because he,
Oh,
he
no
just is
doubt.
he's like
zoned
trying.
out
He's
forever.
struggling to try and stay awake. In fact, since he was trying to kill me off, I might get this. Keep this show going another hour.
The fucking
Ooh.
BBC.
if you're
Anyway,
I got another image I need to show you guys. If I have
An image.
Show us the image.
No, I mean like another meme to make you guys laugh.
Oh, okay.
Send
And
it
at
on
Well,
this
you know
point,
what? This has been
Nick
a
will be
great
taking
time.
this.
Great show, kids. 1 in a million. I've had a
What
great
is-
time.
patrons.
Thank you.
If you'd
I'd like to thank the
join.
patrons at this time. And we thank everybody, everyone who joined us in the chat. Thanks for keeping us going. If you haven't seen Jury Duty, you're making a mistake by not watching it.
It's
Calling
on
you out.
freebie.
It's the funniest fucking show I've seen in at least the last 3 years. I'm saying it. Calling my shot. If you don't like it, too fucking bad. But all the patrons, we thank. If you like to become a patron, you know what to do.
Do you?
At this time, we're going to thank Eckhart Rickner, Glaffelder, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a plan, and Ed the creepy, poopy letter carrier. Thanks for what you do, and thanks for everyone who listens to us, sends us emails, gives us great reviews, subscribes to the show. 114 subscribers right now. And we'll be back. We're back next week.
Mhm.
All right, we'll be back next week.
Next week.
And follow Matt on TikTok under everyday_inventors. He finally
Thanks,
had the
Jack.
song.
Thanks for
He
the
had the
likes
song
and
that
the-
was voted #1 on the RCAD. I forgot what I was supposed to say. There was that song.
He's going in a segue. So
I'm going to segue. Anyway,
thank-
bye everyone. God bless.
hasta la vista.
I think
Mo
Jack
baby.
just passed out live on the air.
I might have.
Wouldn't be his
I am-
first time.
Right on top of the BBC.
Right on top of that BBC. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, Nick.
Hey, if it